My series on Isle Royale continues this morning with part 3, The Spirit of Isle Royale, Learning from Nature. The research happening on the island, home to the longest predator-prey study in the world. Scientists have been studying the moose and wolves on the island since 1958. The program, which began at Purdue University, is now run through Michigan Tech University. The question at the core of the study seems simple. How does nature work? But the complexity of the answer, found perhaps only here in an ecosystem so rare and untouched, well, it's been over 70 years, and that question remains.
I think it's the anticipation of what is going to happen next, because even after 60 years of annual monitoring, we really cannot predict the future very well at all.
Rolf Peterson has been studying wolves and moose on Isle Royale since 1970, when he began as a graduate student in the program. Today, he runs the project, studying data collected in the air and on the ground.
The moose are at a very, very high level, almost probably the second highest they've ever been, well, in the last 70 years.
Estimates right now set the moose population at 18 to 1900. It's so high, researchers say the moose are dying of malnutrition. They're basically starving as the vegetation on the island can't keep up.
They can eat up to about 30 pounds of vegetation every day, particularly in the summertime. And so when you have about 1,800 moose on the island and they're eating that much every day, obviously that can have really big impacts on the forest.
And here's where a bit of mystery comes into play. The National Park Service reintroduced wolves on Isle Royale in 2018 after the population had fallen to just 2, a father and daughter, unable to reproduce. At last count, there were 12 to 14 wolves, but the pandemic kept researchers from counting wolves last year.
In the winter, we count them. That's our first priority project. We literally just find them by following tracks in the snow until we see them, and then we count them.
A litter of pups was confirmed last summer, but how many exist today? And how many new litters have there been? How many pups have survived? Are packs forming? And what does that look like? There are more questions than answers right now. But one thing is for certain, the wolves are starting to make an impact.
And they're just getting their feet rolling and their teeth working. And so they're starting to take, especially calf moose, so that cuts into the growth potential of the moose population.
Information they know because of volunteers who spend time on the island searching for moose bones. It's a program that's been running since 1988.
The spring teams do better. My group found 10 last week, so it was an awesome read.
10 sites of moose remains that tell a bigger story. The teeth offer information on age and the time of death. Their bones tell researchers about disease and nutrition. It's citizens' research at its finest, and its work vital to the mission.
The research methods have changed a little bit now since we have GPS technology. We can see places where the wolves have been visiting repeatedly. Now we're a lot more methodical about where we look.
There's an excitement on the island right now among researchers. The wonder of what happened this past year, the events that are sure to unfold over the next year, and the lessons from nature it will all provide.
We hope to constantly be refining our understanding of how nature works, particularly predators and prey, particularly the wolf.
Researchers estimate there are about 35 moose and 4 or 5 wolves with collars on. These allow the animals to be tracked, often leading scientists to kill sites, and they help in their winter counting, typically done in January and February of every year. Now tomorrow in part 4, the Spirit of Isle Royale, training the next generation of researchers, the college students who spend a month on the island making an invaluable contribution to the moose wolf study and the experience they're gaining while they're there on Isle Royale. And Jennifer, I just have to say, it's a fascinating time to be out there. There's so much that they don't know.
Yeah.
So there's just like this excitement among all of them. They can't wait to find out what's happened in the past year, and it's kind of neat to feel that excitement from them.
And I'm sure what will be really nice is in the future to see how the wolf population will impact the moose population here in the coming years, next decade or so. So that's something to look forward to. Maybe we can send you back out there in a couple of years to see what that looks like.
I won't say no.